Good day, everybody. Matthew from Captive Audience Comics here. We have another box. It just came in from CGC today. This is a box of moderns, sort of a split of customer submissions and submissions that we've sent in. Turnaround times at CGC have been a little bit wonky lately for the regular submissions. I'm assuming because of all of the stuff they're dealing with slab issues. Magazines are actually particularly slow again, but we're going to take a look at these moderns and see how they are. Fingers crossed that we don't have much damage, and I think everyone's going to be happy. Everything in this box came back at or slightly above our estimates, so there shouldn't be any surprises, and everyone should be happy. There are some noticeable higher level increases than we expected, including one where we got an extra charge, which I know some people don't like it when they get the extra charges from CGC, but usually that means obviously that something came back at a much higher value than you anticipated, which is good. So let's take a look here. Now, some of these, I noticed something interesting. I don't know if I can show you guys this, but they shipped back the 20 regular slabs in a magazine size box and didn't fill the extra space on the side. So let's hope that these books didn't shift around a bunch in here and get damaged. I don't know why they shipped it in a magazine size box. Obviously it's not these aren't magazine subscriptions or submissions, but let's take a look and see what we have here. So first up we have a Uncanny X-Men 244. Let me get my overhead view in here. Uncanny X-Men 244 and a 9.8. And I'm going to take a quick look. There is a corner crack. Oof. And back crack. So you can see here, I'll show you. There it is there. You can see it there. Corner crack and right up in here, all cracked back through there. So hopefully that doesn't mean the whole box is cracked. They haven't been very good lately on the whole shipping. Let me see. Some of these were a CPR. I have the original labels here. See if I can match them up. That was not. So if that's yours, it will send it back for ME. Oh, this is a beautiful book. Really like this book. This is the Spider-Gwen Gwenverse #1. This is the Tau version cover. I think this is one of the better covers for the variant that they put out. Quick look. Looks like this one is. Looks like this case is okay. I don't see any damage on this one, so that's good. That first book that we pulled out with the book on the end, so who knows. We're gonna separate. We'll put our damages back over here, I guess, for now. Wolverine 88 in a 9.6. We expected this to be a 9.6. We didn't think it was a 9.8. I mean, obviously there's always the opportunity for a 9.8, but it had a couple spine ticks that, even though they don't break color, the paper's creased there, so like they're flat, but still 9.6. The case looks good. Don't see any damage on that, so that's good. Alright, we got a Spider-Man Scorpion Comics facsimile edition in a 9.8. It's a nice That's a nice facsimile. I like that one. Case looks good. No signs of obvious damage, so that's good. I think this box was just like a 20 sub. I don't think it's a full 25. All right, now this is one. This is the one where we got upcharged on, and this is our own book. This is our New Mutants 98 and a 9.8. We picked up a small collection from a nice gentleman. Unfortunately, his brother had passed away, and he did have everything sort of split into, you know, these are key issues, filler issues, whatever. And we gave him a good offer. He was very happy. We were very transparent with the valuation. This book needed some cleaning and pressing work on it because it had some issues, but we obviously thought it was a good contender. We didn't think it was going to be a 9.8. Thought it was going to be a 9.6. So it's obviously that's great. We might hang on to this book until the trailer drops for the new Deadpool, because usually that's when the hype is the highest. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay. X-Men 141 in a 9.8. Okay. Now, by the way, this is a CPR bump, so we bumped this from a 9.6 to a 9.8. Okay. It had some ink transfer, but it was that we were pretty sure they were going to consider that part of like the printing process, and they did. So case is in good shape. Yeah, yep. So that's good. Somebody be happy about that. And we'll send them their label back with them. A Firestorm #1. Firestorm Nuclear Man #1 in a nice 9.6. Again, this was a CPR bump from a 9.4. So always nice to see those bumps, especially in the 9.4s to 9.6s. Obviously, if you can get to a 9.8, I mean, that's, you know, you're living the dream at that point. But any small bump is a good bump. This next one, ASM 300 direct edition, and I'll specifying it's direct edition because we also have a newsstand in here. 9.6. This one was a 9.6 before. We were hoping, obviously, to get it up to a 9.8. It did have some issues here that made me think it might not make it. I'll see if I can zoom it in here. You can see this mark in here that breaks the black and the gloss. Usually that's going to keep you out of a 9.8, but we were doing a bunch of submissions for the customer, so we gave it a shot, but came back same grade. They didn't upcharge this. We put this in at the basic valuation tier. They didn't upcharge for it, so it wasn't really a big, a big monetary risk for the customer. Amazing Spider-Man 299 in a 9.6. Oh, is that ASM 300? Yeah, I think that case looked okay. Yeah, case looks okay. Amazing Spider-Man 299, 9.6. We bumped that from a 9.4 to a 9.6. And again, the book was obviously in good condition, and we thought it was a decent candidate, and obviously it was. There is some very, very minor things on this book. Keep it out of a 9.8. There's some like staple stress lines, things like that. G.I. Joe Real American Hero #1. Now this was one that we didn't think was gonna bump, but the customer, again, because it was just a modern basic price, customer asked us, well, I just send it anyways and we'll cross our fingers. So came back same grade, 9.6, but still a nice book. And I'll tell you why, because there is a color break right in here on the corner. Sometimes when they're inexpensive and there's a big price difference between a 9.6 and a 9.8, you know, you can gamble on it. All right, next we have an Amazing Spider-Man 298. And we bumped this from a 9.6 to a 9.8. Obviously was a good candidate, just needed some minor work to get that one back into shape. And case is looking good. One thing I have noticed with the cases we've gotten back from CGC since since all the slab issues is that we've been getting less of those teeny tiny case edge gaps that they used to have all the time before. And they used to always tell me, oh no, that's by design. If there's gaps in there, it doesn't matter, it's fine. Now the only other thing, and it's hard to tell, but I feel like the slabs are slightly rounded on the bottom, like they've got like kind of a bow, a very slight bow to them. I might have to get my level out, my big level, and take a look and see if that's actually true or not. I'm going to be posting a follow-up reel. I was cracking and cleaning and pressing some books for a customer, and I was able to pull the slab apart basically with just a regular tiny screwdriver and pop it out, and the posts in the corners weren't damaged at all. The post just literally just let go. Actually less sealed before. I know the videos you've seen, they have to use a heat gun to soften them up. No heat at all. It's room temperature, and I just popped right out. And when you squeeze them back together, you would never be able to tell. I'll be sharing those photos later on, beginning of next week. I'll do a little reel for that. So we have a Machine Man #1. Again, this was when we were seeing if we could bump to a 9.8. Came back same grade at a 9.6, and it has some same thing. It has some heavy paper creasing right on the edge, very tiny, and it's got a little like it's like a little ring scuff in the back. It's actually, you can't see it in the white, but there's actually like a curve through here, and there's a little bit of color scrape on the back. So sometimes they don't care about stuff on the back, and that case looks fine. So far so good. It looks like it was just the one on the end that had the issue. And let me see, where's my last? Oh, I guess the rest of these are ours. I don't think there's any more CPRs in here. Okay, we have some stuff that we got back. I think these are ours. I'll have to check the paperwork. Too bad the front of the case is scuffed. But we have a Zatanna #13 and a 9.8. This is the Adam Hughes cover. There's a little, it's funny, I'll see if you can see it. Right there. Scratches across the front of the case, right there. Case isn't damaged or anything. Probably CGC is not going to fix that. Although you kind of think that, you pay the money, you wouldn't want to have a, I don't want to have a scratched case, but it's probably not worth the hassle. The rest of the case looks fine. It's a very minor scuff, so I don't think it's going to affect sales or anything. Let's see here. What else do we have in here? Oh, that's my foil. Okay. A Adam Hughes Zatanna #16. and a 9.6. We ended up with almost this whole Atom, like this whole run of Zatanna, and obviously all the Adam Hughes covers are really great. This is one where we thought it was a 9.6, but you know, sort of borderline. So I'm perfectly happy with that coming back at a 9.6, especially considering that, you know, we just got that in some random collection. We didn't even buy the collection for that. We were just going through the boxes and we just found it. And Amazing Spider-Man 300 foil facsimile. I know this is a modern, but it's a foil, it's a facsimile. This one was in really great shape, so we thought we might as well just get one. We were pretty sure it was going to come back. That's a 9.8. It has a cut on the corner here from the cutting. It's going to be hard to see. There, you can kind of see it there. A little paper flap up there, but that's just from the cutting. And case looks good. So that's nice. All right, what else have we got? Okay, we'll get to that one in a second. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Just want to check something here. Sorry, guys. I have a small space here. I need to move some of these books and make some more space. Okay. All right. Uncanny X-Men 266 and a 9.8 first Gambit. It's funny, I just sold a 9.0 newsstand today, I think of this, and I had somebody else asking me about our other copy. So I don't know. Sometimes these characters go in waves, but Gambit maybe is getting popular again. And then this is a nice book. This is one again we picked up in a collection. When we bought this book, it was probably like an 8 to an 8.5 raw, and after we cleaned and pressed it, we got her up to a 9.2 ASM 300 newsstand. So that's a nice. That's obviously a nice book, especially in the newsstand. My personal copy of this book is a 9.4 newsstand. So it would have been nice to upgrade that copy, but a 9.2 is nothing to sneeze at. Uncanny X-Men 221 newsstand in a 9.4. I am really happy that CGC is denoting newsstand on the copies now, because obviously before they weren't doing that, right? And it was kind of a pain, because you'd have to denote that it was a newsstand and explain to people the difference, and people were like, well, it's not on the label, blah blah blah. So that's what we have back in this batch. So it looks like it's just the one damaged book. So the Uncanny X-Men 244 will send back for ME, and the rest of these are in good shape. So if these are your books, we'll be reaching out to you shortly, telling you that they're ready for pickup, or if you want them shipped back. And the magazine submission is sitting in the grading process right now, so hopefully that's going to move along. I know that some of you guys have been waiting for those magazines for a while, but fingers crossed that they'll get moving soon. Also, got a bunch of submissions this past week for people that want stuff sent out, so we'll be prepping another CGC submission maybe in about next week, probably put it together next weekend. So if you've got anything that you want sent in, let us know and we can combine it together for you. So I hope you guys are having a great day and have a great weekend. Ciao.